Connecticut schools are required to hold school bus evacuation drills twice each school year. Members of All Star Transportation staff have developed this video to help our drivers and students sharpen the skills needed to perform safe and effective bus evacuations. As drivers, you need to show effective leadership. You must have attention and respect from your students in order to keep them safe. It is important to remember that this is a drill. In the event of a real emergency, some of the procedures would be modified. Let's look at how to prepare your passengers for a school bus evacuation drill.
Within the first 2 weeks of school, talk to your students about the upcoming evacuation and all the emergency exits on the bus. Show them that there are many ways to exit the bus when necessary. Show emergency windows and doors and roof hatches being opened and closed. Let them know that the front and rear windows can be kicked out. The most important message to send to your students in preparation of the evacuation drill is to pay attention to you, follow your directions, and there is no talking during the drill. It's very important to review the procedure with your students the day before the drill.
Students, now listen to your driver as he explains what you need to do.
Tomorrow we will practice a bus evacuation drill. I will need 4 student helpers, 2 outside the door, 1 is a line leader who will direct students to line up next to the service door of the bus, and 1 to stand by the corner of the emergency door. Let's remember that there is no talking during the drill, only listening to me.
When you arrive at the school to start the drill, remember first, secure the bus and shut it down, deactivate the child check, turn your hazard lights on, take the keys, then stand and face your students.
Students, this is an evacuation drill. Leave all your things on the bus and listen carefully to my directions. Students in the 2 front seats will come first. Each row will follow. When it's your turn to leave the bus, I want you to sit on the floor and put your hands on the helper's shoulders. They will help you out the door. After you leave the bus, I want each of you to line up outside the bus.
2 student helpers will assist students as they exit the bus. 1 helper at the emergency door will point the students towards the service door. The helper at the service door will help students form a line. After the last student has exited the bus, shut the emergency door and proceed back to your seat. Start the bus, turn on the SOS lights, and reboard the students.
The side emergency door drill is similar to the rear door drill. The driver will evacuate her students from rear to middle and front to middle.
You have now seen 2 of the most common evacuation drills. Buses that carry special needs students have evacuation plans specific to the students on board. Remember, these are drills. In the event of an emergency, some of these procedures would be modified. For example, in a real emergency, SOS lights would be used. In a real emergency, the driver is at the front of the bus following her students as they work their way towards the emergency exit. You can use your student helper stationed at the emergency door to encourage your students who are evacuating to place their hands on the outside helper's shoulders. In a real emergency, you also may need your fire extinguisher and your first aid kit. There might also be an emergency situation where you need to use the service door in addition to the side or rear exits.
All-Star drivers are trained to be quick thinking and cool-headed when an emergency happens.
You and your students will benefit from preparing and carrying out a well-planned evacuation drill.
Be prepared, be safe.